Okay, so there's Salem in the background. That way. Right there. Say hi, Salem. Say hi. Anyway, so today is the last day before surgery. It is at freaking 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. I have to be there at 5 a.m. to fill out paperwork and get ready. I don't know how much I'm going to sleep tonight, but that's okay. Yeah, so I feel ready. I think there are parts of me that, are still grieving like old parts of my old life, but I'm super ready for what comes next in my life. I've gotten used to like this is me. This is what I look like, and for the most part, I've honestly, mostly been okay with it. I have gained a lot in the last 2 or 3 years from how much I used to weigh, and the change in shape. There have been changes that I haven't enjoyed. I wish, like, I look at pictures and I miss, when I used to have like an actual chin and like more of a neck, and like, fuck, I miss collarbones. My collarbones, like, my tattoo's gonna look so much more awesome once I have collarbones. And there are things that I'm scared about. Like, I love my boobs. I've always loved my boobs. A lot of people love my boobs. And I'm a little afraid of losing them. And, I read some horror stories. God, that's obnoxious. I read some horror stories online of people being like, I had the surgery and now I've got fucking pancake titties and like a weird, like, just hanging loose skin, and I don't like to be naked at all. And that's like the thing is, right now, like, I like being naked. I like taking pictures of myself, in cute outfits and stuff. And like, I do worry about what if I get to the end of this and I just hate my body, because I don't hate my body now. Like, the number one reason I'm doing this is, for continued health down the road, and wanting to be able to do things that I can't right now. I could not even try to climb a rock wall or go on like a 10-mile hike right now. There's a lot of things that I want to do, but I don't hate myself and I don't hate my body. And, I think it's really easy for people in the weight loss surgery community to go a little too far with the fat body hatred. And that's just not me. It's never going to be me. I might end up weighing like 120 pounds, which, dear God, yeah, they keep saying 120, and I'm like, I used to look pretty good at like 170. So I'm hoping for, honestly, like 150 to like 140, I think would be good. Because, like, I still want a little bit of meat on my bones. Like, that's just who I am. That's how I am. That's me. And I always want to be true to myself. I just want to be a healthier version of myself. And I know, given, the genetic makeup of both of my families, and just, myself, the issues that I faced, I've always had like serious issues with like my reproductive system, and, have held on to weight because of that. So I need the extra help, and I don't think it's anything to be ashamed of, but I also don't think that I'm any better than anyone, because I'm doing this. I think it's a very difficult decision and journey that I have decided to make and to go on. And it's my own. Everyone's journey, everyone's body is their own. And I think that's what I want to keep in the forefront of my mind, no matter what happens and no matter how this experience goes for me. I just really, I don't hate myself. And that in itself is a victory. Like, I put on a lot of weight over the last few years while I was working really, really hard on my mental health and working on loving myself and learning how to be good to myself. And I think I wasn't ready to take this kind of step before then, because I did hate myself and I did hate my body. And, you know, when you hate yourself, you can't, you know, there's no room for love there. And I always want to love myself. I always want everyone to love themselves. And I know that it's not easy, you know. And even though I mostly, you know, have a lot of love and empathy for myself, there are days, there are minutes, there are hours when I'm like, you know, fuck you. And I don't love myself. But we all have that. And, you know, it's a constant struggle that we all have. But yeah, so I'm doing a lot better today. It's day 2 of clear liquid diet. Day 4 of liquids only. I will say, like, I started on Saturday. I didn't do full, like, all liquids on Saturday, mostly because I got to a point, I was cleaning out my fridge and stuff, and I found some things that I was like, you know, I might as well just eat this. And it wasn't very much, so I was like, you know, it's staying on plan. And then Sunday I had this tiny round of cheese, and it was like the best thing. And then in the evening I had a bowl of soup, because I had a thing of vegan split pea soup that I had found in my pantry that I was like, well, the carbs are too high, I won't be able to eat this post surgery, but it's decent to like end my night with. And so it was like the whole day I was like, you know, just keep drinking your water, keep drinking everything, and at the end you're going to get soup. But the last 2 days, I've been super strict, because I have to be. If I'm not, you know, I could run the risk of surgery being delayed and rescheduled, but also I could run the risk of dying. That's like, you know, something that's super important to keep in mind if you're preparing for any kind of surgery like this, is they give you these guidelines and these restrictions for a reason, especially like the days pre-op. You know, the reason I'm drinking all clear fluids is I need to completely flush my system out, so that way when I've got like a freaking tube down my throat and stuff, I don't aspirate anything up into the tube and die, which is not on my life plan. It's not in my 5-year plan. It's not in my 2-year plan. It's not even in my 15, 20, 30, 40-year plan. So, so yeah, so I've been really strict, and yesterday was so hard. Yesterday was so hard. I felt like I was dying the whole day. I just wanted to chew something. I was watching TV, and every time like they'd eat food, I'd be like, oh my god. Because I've been subsisting off of, actually, I'll be right back, and I will show you what I've been drinking. Okay, so you may be wondering, what do you drink on clear fluids only? What do you eat? How do you survive? So first of all, I've got my giant jug of water, which is empty right now, but that's because I drank all of it and they need to refill it. So this thing is a half a gallon, and I've actually, I've been like drinking out of the whole thing, but it's a little unwieldy. So I've actually been pouring it into cups, but I got it because this helps me make sure that I'm drinking enough water every day. And I won't be, but I also have, this, it's IsoPure Anytime Protein. I picked it up, actually, I found this at Costco, and it's pretty good. It's 80 calories, 20 grams of, whey isolate protein, and it tastes really good, honestly. This one is, apple melon flavor, and it's just, it's so good. It's so good. It tastes great. It's got the protein oomph, so that's good. So I have that for when I want something that feels a little more like real food. I've got bone broth, chicken bone broth. It's got 10 grams of protein, which, you know, isn't a lot, but yesterday I was like just dying, and I microwaved a cup of this and had it hot, and like, Okay, it's a little lacking on the flavoring, I will say. Every time I drank it, I kept hoping it would have like more real chicken flavor, and it didn't. But it helped a lot. I drank the whole thing, and then I took a nap, and I woke up, and I was like, oh my God, I feel a lot better. I have Jello. Gotta have Jello. Sugar-free, of course. Always sugar-free. Sugar-free everything. And then the pièce de résistance. Popsicles! I've had like 40 of these. I have like 7 boxes in my freezer. They're great. They're going to be even better once I get home from the hospital and like my throat's all fucked up from the tube they put down. I can't wait. Yeah, so I got sugar-free popsicles, and those are great. Those help a lot. I had a couple of cups of decaf tea last night that were pretty great. And yeah, and then I had a few other things on my list I need. So I went to the grocery store last night, and I picked up a package of sugar-free Lifesaver hard candies. And oh, damn. Those were so great. I had 2. I don't want to have too many because A, I'm trying to like, you know, break my habits of like grazing and stuff, but also some of the ingredients in sugar-free products can have an effect on you that's yeah, you spend a lot of time in the bathroom and it's not very fun. So I've been trying to balance those and not go too hard on them because no one wants to be chained to their toilet. It's not a good time. And in between, I had energy issues yesterday. I'm not having as many today, so I've actually been getting some stuff done. You might notice like crap behind me in my room. I'm trying to organize stuff, and I've got boxes that I brought home from my last day at my job, and so I'm trying to like organize all of that and get some work done. And I know I'm not going to finish all of it today, but I figured I'd give it a good old college try. But I'm also, you know, binging on some TV, and I gotta take some stuff to Goodwill later, but I'm just trying to pass my time and, you know, getting some last things in order, talking to friends. Yeah, so that's basically it. This is the day in the life of the last day before the big S, the big surgery, the big RNY. My stomach, you know, buddy, you are in for hell of an adventure soon. My whole system's gonna be. This isn't my first surgery. I had one last year, actually, like almost around this same time a year ago. It was an abdominal surgery. I got my tubes removed, so I'm baby free. So it's not my first time. I think I'm a lot less nervous because it's not my first time. Like, this is it's a little more invasive of a surgery. It's more involved than that one, but I already know what to expect, and that really helps a lot. You know, I've done the anesthesia thing. I've done the big scary lights, mask on, countdown. You know, they didn't have me count. I thought they were gonna have me count. That was my surprise last year. They were like, think of a place that you'd like to go on vacation, and I was like, oh, what kind of place should I? And I passed out before I could even think of anything. Because that's me. I'm like, I can't just, you know, go straight into the fantasy. I have to be like, oh, well, what kind of vacation place? What would be the right one to choose? Because I take 48 hours with every decision I make. But then, like, I woke up and it was done. Like, everything was done. So I know that's going to be how this one goes. And it'll be a little more involved. Last year was an outpatient, so about 3 hours after I got out of surgery, I walked out of the hospital. This time, I'm gonna, you know, be overnight and stuff. So that'll be interesting. That'll be fun. I don't know. I haven't been overnight in the hospital since college. I'm sure it hasn't changed much. Jello, popsicles, a lot of walking. That'll be different from the last time I was in the hospital, because the only other time I've been in the hospital, I was in there for blood clots in my lungs, and they didn't want me to be getting up and walking because That's how you die. Anyway. Yeah, so I just decided, I don't even know if I'm going to publish this or not, or keep it for myself, but I thought that, you know, since I have this nice webcam and the time, it would be good to start some kind of diary, some kind of like log of this freaking process, journey, adventure, whatever. And even though I'm a writer, I'm not always the best at journaling, which I know is surprising probably for a lot of people, but I just like, I'll be really good at it and then I'll just fucking ignore it for years and be like, oh man, I wish I had written more. But anyway, yeah. What do you think, Salem? Salem. Salem. Say hi to the people. He's like, I don't care. What are you doing, lady? I don't care. Salem. Mr. Salem. He's such a good egg. I hope he doesn't try to bring me a bird this time. He did that last year when I had my surgery and it was not appreciated. He didn't understand. Oh my god, look, he's the best. He's the best, man. He's so good. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna end this now. It's like 17 minutes long. Holy crap. I'm gonna probably trim it down if I publish it. I don't know. Anyway, so see y'all on the other side.